Hey, welcome to the Next Step Podcast. This is episode 53, and we have another interesting person who's part of our church today, and his name is Mark MERRITT. Grateful to have you with us. Mark, thanks for joining us today.
I appreciate it.
Man,
Thanks for having me here.
Good deal. So you said you had two or three voices that you could respond to me in. So you use one of them. What's another voice that you could respond to with?
No, I don't think we'll be doing any of that.
It was like, hey, brother, how you doing, brother? So good to have you
I do like a Southern Baptist voice.
Okay, good deal.
I appreciate you having me here, Pastor Ray. Thank you so much, brother.
Oh, that's good. I might sound a little more Pentecostal, man. I'm not sure.
Well,
anyway.
It could be that too.
I like it. But we welcome you. Tell us about you and your wife and your family and that kind of stuff. Just tell us about the composition of your family. It's a big one.
Yeah, well, it's about to get bigger. We've got one on the way, be here in October, but I've got 4 daughters and a loving wife. We just celebrated our 16th anniversary.
Congratulations. And your wife's name is?
Caitlin.
Caitlin. And your kids' names are?
Callie, Chloe, Claire, Charlie, and undetermined. We'll actually call that. We'll call that
with
the
a
air.
C?
It'll start with a C. It'll end with an E. There's a couple we've thrown around, none peacefully.
Okay. Yeah, so you better not put that on the air, otherwise you won't have a peaceful night when this comes out.
Well,
Caitlin will be after us.
I don't get the privilege of filling out the birth certificate, as I've been told.
Yeah.
So we've argued back and forth on the girl name. We're pretty solid on the boy one.
Well, I think it's pretty cool that you've got 4 children, you've argued over birth certificates, and you're still married. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. Well, you have a beautiful family, and it's always great to see you guys coming through the door, and I really appreciate your being part of it. So tell us about who you are. Where'd you come from? How'd you grow up? How did you get involved in your relationship with Jesus Christ?
Sure.
Those kinds of things.
Yeah, so, I guess I've always been around the ministry. My father was a pastor. He got called into that probably when I was 7 or 8 years old. He was the youth pastor before that and determined that he wanted to be a lead pastor. And
so we're both recovering preacher's kids.
Yeah.
Who have preacher's kids, both kind of sort of.
But yeah, I mean, I kind of grew up around the faith, and at some point I made the choice that, okay, I will be a believer, and got saved and did the baptism and all the things that you do. And I think that, life kind of is a roller coaster on that particular, on your journey of faith. For me, it has been. I'm sure that it is for most. And then, who is Mark? Mark's probably best known as like CEO work leader. I mean, that's pretty much what I spend most of my time doing. But who would Mark like to be? The best father in the world. Those are the things that I truly value and try and put dedicated time, effort, and energy into, although work probably takes up a bulk.
So tell us what it was like when you were growing up. So you're a preacher's kid, but you also developed your identity. What about sports and hobbies and school and or any of those things that were part of you? Doing business? Were you an early entrepreneur? Did you sell newspapers, mow grass, those kinds of things?
Well, I was, but I wouldn't say that defined me at that time. So at 10, I had my own lawnmower. I was walking up and down the streets, knocking on doors, let me mow your grass.
Yeah.
Athletically, so I was homeschooled
Mm-hmm.
after the 6th grade, and so I spent most of my time not eligible for like football or anything. So I played a lot of random sports. Pretty good at tennis.
Awesome.
Despite my size, I'm still pretty good at tennis. I play on Monday nights still.
Okay.
And then racing was kind of a huge part of my life. My grandfather owned a machine shop. My dad worked in that machine shop. We built small engines for carts. My grandfather's Otis Merritt. He has a memorial race every single year, and it's one of the largest karting events in the country. So I grew up on a dirt track. Friday night, Saturday night, some Sundays we were there. Dad still made time to get there and preach, but I can't tell you how many times we came in at 1 o'clock in the morning, slept short period of time. He would preach, and then we'd be back on the way to a race. Mm-hmm. So.
Wow.
I spent most of the teen years at a racetrack.
Wow. I know you've also skied down some mountains because you did that with Jonathan, our worship leader, and Mr. Tucker and other people in the community as well this year. Way back out in the snowshoe or Powder Zone or some of those fancy places out the west.
Yeah, so the first church my dad took was in Boone, North Carolina.
Okay.
Which was pretty awesome to grow up there. I was 10 when we moved up there. So like I have a lot of relationships from here, but they're not those like really close ones.
Yep.
And I've got a lot of relationships up there, but now I'm the distant one from them.
Yep.
But having the ability to be up there where people use the ski mountains as daycare. So I would just get dropped off at maybe 12, and just, hey, go ski for, until they close, and then we'd get picked up at 10. And so we're pretty good skiers. Jonathan's a good skier too, though.
Good.
I don't know if he went skiing a whole lot, but he's pretty good.
Good deal. You got good friends. We know that for sure, right?
Oh yeah.
That's good. So how did you get involved in business and stuff? And what did you set as your initial goals? We know you're a lawnmower guy and you did things like that, but bring us along in your career. What you've done from high school on up to college or without college or whatever.
Yeah, definitely no college.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's not fair. On a resume, if I was to fill one out ever, I would put some college.
Okay.
So pulled formally out of school in the 6th grade, and we had a casual approach to education at that point. I spent more time actually working with my dad and watching what he did as a small business owner. Mm-hmm. So those things kind of came pretty natural.
So not only is he a pastor, but he also owned a small business too.
Oh yeah.
What was his small business?
We did hardwood floors.
Okay.
And so installed them, refinished them. I spent a lot of time behind an edger. My dad used to joke with me and say, "Mark, it's a good thing you got a strong back."
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll do anything with that head. And so I've spent a lifetime trying to prove him different.
You've done good. He'd be proud.
Yeah. Well, there was one time I really wanted about a $600 racing helmet. Now back then, Simpson was the name to have, mm-hmm. and I wanted one. I needed a new helmet. My head had grown, and he brought me a Biaffi. Now you probably don't recognize that name because it was a cheap Chinese brand from a bike store or something. But he got me this Biaffi, and I was pretty upset about it. And he said, "Son, I got you a $50 helmet because you got a $50 head. You get a $600 head, I'll get you a $600 helmet."
Okay.
Now that makes my dad sound pretty mean, but he wasn't. No. Not at all. He just liked picking a whole lot. And,
yeah.
I promise you that was everything he could do for me and the best he could do for me. And that's
awesome.
What he was doing.
Yeah.
But, he still liked to pick with me.
When did you get your $600 helmet?
I still don't have it. I never did get it. Never did get it.
Decided you $50 one worked fine, huh?
Yeah, it worked out.
Good.
So
it looks like
I had multiple other ones, throughout. I still don't have a $600 helmet.
Have you ever taken any big falls or any wrecks or stuff like that where your helmet really needed to work for you?
Only once, and that was before I had that helmet. I was wearing like an oversized one, and just due to that was why I wound up getting a new
got
helmet
motivated.
in the first place. Yeah. But I mean, for the most part, I wouldn't say karting's safe, but for the most part, it's safer.
Yeah.
As far as racing goes.
How'd you meet Kaylin?
Oh man, so we met at First Assembly Christian Academy.
Okay.
In kindergarten.
Okay.
I asked her to marry me.
When you were in kindergarten?
In kindergarten. And
wow.
And she hasn't let me out of the deal.
Wow, how about that?
Did
you have a wedding like in first grade and that kind of stuff?
No, we just celebrated our 16th anniversary, but our relationship goes way back before that. Because she's got, I can't remember the name of the bear, like the Valentine bear that you can buy at Walmart with the, year on it. She's got one from 93 or 94.
Yeah.
Basically until we got married.
Wow.
So there's 15, 16 of those bears, and then, we decided on new traditions, I guess, when we got married.
That's awesome.
Or they stopped making that bear. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't done that in quite some time.
That's cool, though.
Yeah. I mean, we've been calling one another boyfriend and girlfriend since we were 5 years old. Now, we were at a water park up in, like, Wilmington or something like that. I don't know where we were. Or maybe it's Greensboro or something. We'd gone on like a youth trip to a water park, and I looked at her and I was like, "Are we really boyfriend and girlfriend?" And she said, "I always thought we was."
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the, all right.
How old were you?
15.
15, okay.
Yeah, that's like the, all right, this is my real girlfriend for sure.
All right.
But
she had all those bears though, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, I mean, I think it's all fun and game and pretend up until a certain point.
Yeah.
And then like at 15, it's probably like, all right, it's either serious or it isn't.
Yeah.
And that's probably different for all kids. Like, I'm not trying to push my kids into finding their soulmates right now.
Yeah, you're right. Sure. So when you went through, you met her back when you were 15. You graduated from high school. It was the first thing you did was to work for your dad in the floor installation business?
Yeah. And then Food Lion wanted me to be a manager with them. Okay. And
what did you do? Stock shelves and that kind of stuff, or cut meat, or?
I worked on the front end.
Okay.
And so, cashier, that customer service type relationships. I love doing it.
Yeah, you'd be good at it.
I was the first person in the store, using a microphone and doing the announcements. I was making all kinds of fun announcements. I made Food Lion really fun for the short period of time that I was there.
This Food Lion in Boone?
Yeah, the one out on 105 Extension.
Okay.
And so if you ever by there, stop by.
Where it is.
Say hey to those guys. But yeah, so way out there, that was like my first paying W-2 type job. And, I'd like to think I was pretty good at it, but I wasn't there for very long. I wanted to get to here. This is where Caitlin is. Mm-hmm. And so I come down here, worked a couple of odds and end construction jobs, boomeranged back home for a little bit. I get back down here and, I didn't have, so Caitlin and I are getting married. I've got no plan. I get down here. The plan is I'll find a job. So we're going to get married. I'm jobless. So she married me jobless. And I'm just going to find a job. Her family was nice enough to give me a position at their muffler brake shop. And I spent about a year and a half, 2 years working there welding before I found my next job, which was ADT. And I worked at ADT security for 6 years, and that was about all of the corporate life I could have. Okay. Now, I've always had that job and, a lawn care business, or that job and, being part of some sort of an MLM or something. So I've always geared towards like that and trying to find something else. I was looking at going into real estate because I wanted to gain some of my time back. Caitlin's pregnant with her first. So Callie's on the way, and I want to get to this point where I'm around. My dad was available. He ran his own business. He was a pastor. He was a busy guy, but he was available. He was with us Friday, Saturday, Sunday at racetracks. I wanted to be that for my kids, and there was absolutely no way that I was going to be that in the role or in the position that I was in. So I started looking for something different. I thought real estate would be it. Then I realized that realtors work all the time.
Including Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe a lot Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, everyone that I interviewed, especially that was anyone that I respected in the space, worked all the time. And so I realized that I was going to work all the time doing that. So insurance, a buddy of mine was doing that, asked me if I wanted to get into it. And this is what I've been doing for the last 11 years. I absolutely love the space. There's a lot of opportunity. But I moved into that space. So I drove up to Ohio and checked out what he was doing and said, man, if he can go out and earn $2,000, $3,000 in a day, I can go out and earn $6,000 in a day. Yeah. And that'd be my whole week. And that would prove to not be true.
Right. But you thought so.
But I thought so. I arrogantly believed I would be that good immediately. I wasn't. And I moved into the space, and that's been kind of a roller coaster. But it's a space that I certainly enjoy being in. It's had a lot of changes to it as well. The group that I started with is not the group that I'm with now. Now I actually own the agency, and just a lot of transition, but it finally moves to a point now where I feel like, okay, it's stable and it's something that I, not only that I enjoy doing, but something that I'm proud to say that I do.
Sure. Awesome. Tell us the name of your company.
Oh, it's American Legacy Partners. Thanks for the plug.
American Legacy Partners Incorporated, Gastonia, North Carolina?
No, Delaware, actually.
Delaware. Okay. Yeah. So you commute every day.
No. That's just where it's filed out of.
Okay.
And so, but yeah, it's American Legacy Partners, Inc.
How many folks do you have that work with you?
Well, that ranges a little bit because we've got different leaders running different pockets. In the neighborhood of 100, 110, right at the moment. Yeah, that I have two business partners, and so both of them are skilled in areas that I'm not.
Okay. 110 people. That's a lot of people to be responsible for. That's awesome, though. And that's been in the last 3 years, right?
Yeah. So that statement that I made to you, like, hey, I was trying to not work all the time. Well, I've gotten right back into a position where I can work all the time, and I'm a workaholic. My wife has to force me to go on vacations. She has to, call me and say, hey, my office is in the basement, and I might go 3-4 days without seeing her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because I get up before she does and I'm probably still working before she goes to bed. It's not always ideal, but that's the season. I'm not trying to make that permanent.
Yeah. That's not like every week or every other week, but occasionally it happens.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're starting a business, and even though we're 2 years in, we're still starting.
Yeah.
We're just getting started. We've got some great talent, but we're just getting started. It takes a lot of time, effort, and energy to get going. And I'm willing to make that particular sacrifice now for the life that I want to be able to provide to my family. I want a couple of things out of life. You didn't ask.
Tell me.
But
tell us.
I want a couple of things. I want to have an impact on my children's children. So, like four layers of family. I want that's Uncle Mark or great grandpa Mark has put us in this position to where we have these luxuries in life. And I want the biggest funeral I can have.
All right.
Like 3,000-4,000 people is probably not enough.
All right.
I want a lot of people to be sad.
Okay.
Like, move on with your life, but come be sad with me for one day.
Okay.
And so, I want to have affected the community that I'm a part of in such a deep way that it requires a large funeral.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Haven't heard that before.
Yeah, I didn't figure you had.
Provide for
that one's uniquely mine.
Provide for 3 or 4 generations and have a big funeral.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, if I can do those things.
I'm just hoping not soon.
No, I'm not planning on going anywhere right now. I haven't gotten to that point.
That's good. You're looking good.
I can count the 10 people that would show up to my funeral right now.
Oh, just 10?
Yeah, maybe.
Just the 10.
Yeah,
okay.
maybe.
Wow. Well, I'm impressed with all that you've done and everything. So how has our church helped you find your next step in your journey with Christ? Think about that question. Before you do that, tell everybody, if you would, and your camera's kind of right there. If you don't look directly at the audience, you can look at that one, and we keep looking at each other. So how did you pick us? You had an interesting way you went about picking to come to the point.
Yeah, so analytics. I make decisions. So I'm not a very emotional person.
Okay.
Number one. I don't make I teach in sales all the time that, connect with people emotionally because that's going to allow them to make a decision.
Yep.
And that's true, but then you back that with logic. So you're backfilling logic. Well, I'm pretty knowledgeable of that myself, and so I'm pretty analytical. I wanted to choose a church that I knew my family would thrive in, and so we put together a spreadsheet. I think initially we started out with all right, let's put together a list of 50 churches here in Gaston County, and on paper we threw a lot of them out.
Wow.
And then we probably got down to 20 or so, and then determined, all right, well, let's visit those. And then, of course, it's opinion-based, but I would score each church in the categories that we chose, and I would get a score for my wife. We put that into a spreadsheet, and the Point Church, I won't mention the other one, but the Point Church and another church came to the top tied.
All right.
And, your church.
So 50 to 20 down to 2, and we're
down
tied.
to 2. We're down
That's
to 2.
awesome.
You guys were tied first.
Okay.
Now that's just mine and my wife's opinion. But
don't weaken your argument that way. We're glad we made it at the top of your list.
Y'all are on the top of the list for sure,
good.
for sure. And over the last, so we decided that we would give the Point a trial run, and we're still in it 3 years later.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What kind of was the tipping point for coming in?
That one's really easy.
Okay.
So at that time it's 2019, late 20. So yeah, it's late 2019, and you called me. I'd been to your church once and said, hey man, I heard your dad recently passed away. I lost my father. I want to connect with you. And if you need anything, we're here.
Wow.
You look like you like barbecue. Do you like barbecue?
I like barbecue.
And I like barbecue. You were speaking my love language, My love language is barbecue, in fact. And so you took me to a barbecue restaurant.
Yeah.
Spent a moment with me, and I figured, if a church of that size, if the pastor can still know that I'm there, that, that's a positive thing, I think.
Amen. Well, glory to God, man. It's great to be able
Yeah, but I don't know how you knew that or figured that, or even how you got my contact information.
Yeah.
Because I'd come the one time, and you weren't preaching that day, which wasn't fair to you. So, we decided we would attend a second time.
Yeah.
And
you
were
back.
preaching that day.
And you still came back.
I shook your hand, but I definitely didn't give you my phone number. And then later that week, you contacted me and said, man, I heard your father passed away. Let's have some barbecue. And so I was like, that's really cool that he cares that much.
Amen. Well, I remember you telling me about your father, too, and how much he was your best friend and all those kinds of things. And we can go to Ray Nathan's again anytime, man.
Yeah.
A plug for Legacy Insurance, but also plug for Ray Nathan's.
Oh, Ray Nathan's is fire. It's probably one of the best barbecue places in town.
Definitely is.
If not the best.
Yeah.
I haven't put them on a spreadsheet yet.
All right. I was wondering if you had a spreadsheet.
Not for barbecue.
But what an honor, too. And just we're so grateful that you've been with us all this time and you've taken advantage of a lot of opportunities in the life of our church. What are some of the things, how have we helped you take your next step in your journey with Jesus?
Yeah, so that's an interesting question. So at the time that we found the point, you have to actually take yourself to where I'm at. So my father, who's probably one of the greatest men that's ever walked the planet, whether you knew him or did, you can agree or not agree. That's just fact.
Mm-hmm. I think he did pretty good if his son's anything like that.
Yeah, you agree or disagree, but he was one of the greatest people that ever walked the planet. He's a pastor, and I've just watched him suffer with cancer for 2 years. We had been in the ministry at another church and kind of gotten burned out on. I was running a lot more of the business side of church, and so I wasn't really looking for I want my kids to be in church. I know that. My wife wants us to be in church. She wants us to be in church more often than I do. So I want to find a church that we're going to be comfortable in, that I'm going to be comfortable in, but I wasn't looking to plug in. I wasn't looking to immediately start volunteering. I wasn't looking to, in fact, currently, I don't think I'm not volunteering I don't think anybody at the point is counting on me.
Okay.
Doors are still going to be open every Sunday, whether I show up or not.
Well, I'll take the opportunity now that we especially have some places in Connections and Children. We could use you anytime now.
I guarantee that's true. So what I was looking for,
you too out there, by the way, if you're watching.
Yeah, what I was looking for in a church wasn't, a place to immediately get involved in. It was a place to where, I mentioned earlier, faith is somewhat of a roller coaster. Mine was rough right there. Mm-hmm. Not only I'm mad at God, mad, and the point kind of helped me to overcome that in a lot of ways, because it was a safe place that I could go every Sunday.
Amen.
And still hear about God. And nobody was telling me, oh, well, your life has, sometimes there are certain words that Christians can say sometimes that just maybe irk you. Like
what? What are some of those?
Oh, well, think of the blessings of your father being gone and stuff like that. We're blessed in other ways. Those it's not the time that connects or helps.
Yeah. What's other no-nos you wish people would not say after somebody's died? Because you might be helping somebody out there that needs to hear that kind of thing.
I don't know how other people are built. But I'd rather just not talk about it. Mm-hmm. I don't mind talking about it now, but in the season of okay, this hurts really bad. Mm-hmm. I'm the let me ignore it and process it quietly type. And I think some people are probably the exact opposite of that. They like to, discuss it. But where I was, everyone's so close to me and everyone was so close to my father that it's pretty much that constant, hey, how's your mom doing? Mm-hmm. That's one that, I appreciate it. Right. But that's a question I get I still get it to this day. Right. Yeah, how's your mom doing? Mm-hmm. Yeah, which what they're asking is, how's everything now that Dad's gone? Yeah, right. You know as well as I do. Yeah, that's a tough one too, because it's always the polite answer of, what, I think she's doing great.
I was going to ask you what you wish people would say, but what I heard you just say is, don't say much of anything. Just be there and be glad that I'm standing in front of you and I care. Yeah,
it was probably hard enough for me to, get into the room. Yeah. Yeah. For me, that's quiet. If I want to talk about it, then let me be the one to mention it. Mm-hmm. Is probably the thing that I would say is let the person who is in pain be the one to kind of reach out to you for counsel. Right. A lot of times when you think that you've got the right words, you probably don't.
Right.
Because you're not in their shoes.
Yeah. I was going to say, so what would you say to people about particularly, I want to give you an opportunity to memorialize your father, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Like, what are those things your dad taught you that you said he's the greatest guy that ever lived and that kind of stuff? And a lot of people don't feel that way about their father.
Yeah. So the thing that I value most about my dad was a thing that I work on and I'm not. And it's, for him, he was the same at all times.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we
complete integrity.
Complete integrity. I mean, he, behind the pulpit, he was the exact same as he was at home.
Mm-hmm.
There's a level of stoicism to him. I remember there, you know, as a kid, you do things that you know are going to make your parents mad.
Mm-hmm.
I'd look back at my father, and he would think before he would react, so he wouldn't come like, I'd know I was in trouble.
Yeah.
You know, but he wasn't the kind that was going to yell and scream, at least not at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he might yell at you, but it would be a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he would take time to, you know, discipline us appropriately.
Mm-hmm.
And so just that ability to absorb what's around him and stop and then think about, okay, what's the entire situation here? Not overreact early with quick information is probably the thing that he taught me the most. There's one story that would kind of sum up my father's philosophy in life. So I'm learning to drive, a straight drive.
Mm-hmm.
I already knew how to turn. You know, but
not now. You're using the app the story.
I'm 16 years old.
Okay, all right, we're back in.
16 years old.
He's 22 now, but anyway.
Yeah, 16 years old in a big giant F-250, and it's straight drive. I've never driven a straight drive, and this may be the first or second time that I'm driving it. We're driving around town in Boone, and someone from Florida, and you knew that they would have to be from Florida, pulled out in front of me, and I slammed on brakes, and you know, didn't push the clutch in correctly. The truck stalls. I can't get it back cranked. I'm frustrated, visibly red, mad. I'm yelling, screaming. My dad, on the other hand, though, is sitting in the passenger seat hysterically laughing. He thinks it's one of the funniest things he's ever experienced. And I'm so mad I can't get it into gear, and I'm fighting with it. Hey, son, calm down. Get us off the road. I'm going to have a conversation with you.
Mm-hmm.
And so we pulled into the Harris Teeter, which, you know, I probably peeled tires all the way into it because I hadn't figured out how to drive a stick yet.
Yeah.
And he says, now, I want you to think about something for a second. That person pulled out in front of you, and they're already on with their day. But you have let it bother you for the last 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even know that they've offended you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when things like that in life happen, you've got two choices. You can laugh, like I did.
Yep.
Because you did the right thing. You didn't slam into them or anything like that. They were in the wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely did it wrong. But you avoided them. You're fine. You were fine the moment that you got the truck stopped.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I try and live that way.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, well, somebody offends me, try and laugh about it.
Mm-hmm.
But that'll give you a glimpse into
awesome.
Being a kid.
So what a great lesson. If you're in something stressful and it's out of your control, or even if it's in your control, just take a minute to go, okay, this is the hard part of today. Yeah. Let's kind of move on.
Yeah, face it with a smile.
I've seen you do that, I think, several times.
Okay.
In your life.
Doing it right now. You think so? I'm pretty nervous in front of cameras and behind microphones.
Man, you're doing good.
There's a permanence to it,
mm-hmm.
and I feel like there's volatility in story and things like that. And once you record something, it is and exists forever. So being on a podcast is a little uncomfortable.
Well, it doesn't mean that you're never going to get mad behind the wheel, but you've tried to make it a practice habitually to try to make the best of it when you have a stressful situation.
Yeah, somebody's going to.
I mean, let's be honest with one another. How many of us out there, even if we have really good character, that we're 100% of the time we're always doing the same thing the way we hope it would be done.
Yeah.
No, I think that's really powerful. So you've told us a couple of things. One is that you had an extraordinary process to involve yourself into picking a church. You've told us about the example of your father. You told us about the personal attention that you received, and because of that personal attention you received, you felt more engaged and incorporated, and that kind of stuff. What else has come to your mind since we've been talking? What
we'll
else?
Revisit, because I don't know that I was clear on what I was saying. Here's what the point was to me, and still is. It's a safe place that I can come where I can receive teaching and grow in my faith without feeling pressured in any direction to grow faster, grow slow. You know, no one would want me to grow slower, but, you know, I don't feel that particular pressure. One of the things that I value in the point is I have no idea what political side of the aisle you're on. Not that I haven't tried to determine that or guess that at certain points, but I can't tell, you know, and I appreciate that. And the way that you teach is in such a way that I get to make up my own mind as to what that means.
Yeah, how you apply it.
Yeah,
in your life.
It's like, hey, you can apply it this way, you can apply it that way.
Yeah,
and the choice winds up being mine instead of it being one-sided. You know, if you don't cut your hair right, you're going to hell.
Right.
So I value that in
Glory to God, man.
Our church.
Thank you. Well, and if you have friends that are out there, that's the kind of church we are. We want to do that. I certainly do have deeply held political convictions, and I have the channels I like to listen to and the ones that I force myself to listen to.
But you won't know what they are on Sunday.
But the truth is that we've got to be people in the way we live our lives, that we're ultimately in the party of Jesus. And that can be very controversial, so what does that mean?
Yeah.
But ultimately it means we're people of grace and truth, of love and righteousness, of forgiveness plus standards, and we're all working out how that works out in our lives together, as I think a lot of people are out there on both sides of the aisle. But anyway, I'm grateful for that.
Well, the point does a lot of community outreach too.
Yeah.
And so that was another thing that really drew us to the churches. Hey, I told you my deepest, darkest secret, which is I want a huge funeral and, you know, a lot of community impact.
Yeah.
With that being true, like, I think it was like the second or third week. I can't remember how much peanut butter the point donated. It was so much.
Yeah. Yeah. We did the garden at Leidenberg. We had a tractor trailer of peanut butter.
A tractor trailer of peanut butter, unheard of to me. You know, I was like, if they take a peanut butter drive this serious, I can't imagine what else they do.
Yeah. We're into the protein and everybody feeling full. Yeah. That's good stuff.
Wow, so that was one of the early convincers.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have just, every time I see your family come in the door, I smile. First of all, because I'm a preacher and I know, well, at least we got one row filled up, right?
Sure. Yeah. We bring everybody.
Anyway, you believe in the church of multiplication.
Yeah.
Along with producer Brent, who has multiple children, and Jonathan has multiple children, and Justin has multiple children.
Yeah, I think we're done.
Right.
Primarily because we're out of seats in our minivan.
I understand.
Yeah.
You're out of what?
Seats in the minivan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's when you quit. So it's as good a reason as I've found yet.
Yeah, they don't make any much bigger than that, do they?
No, I think from here it's 15-passenger van.
This is your fifth child, right?
Yeah.
And all we know is it begins with a C, and we'll see.
Well, unless it's a boy. You know, if it's a boy, I'll name it after my father.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So
fantastic.
That's a non-negotiable for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What a great thing to say. So as we draw our time to conclusion, we hope you're enjoying the podcast. But one of the things we like to do is to kind of throw out some choice questions, like just random questions you don't know about or whatever. We've already answered the barbecue question, like the best barbecue in Gaston County. You said you think Red Nathan's might be the best. What's the second best then?
Second best barbecue?
Yeah. Or who's in the top two if they're tied?
Yeah, can we get outside of the county and just go within driving reach?
Absolutely you can.
I think it's Noble Smoke over on Freedom.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Been there before?
Yeah, so deep fried broccoli. It's a rare thing.
Deep fried broccoli.
Yeah, it's a rare thing. It's seasonal there.
Wow.
But it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oftentimes before like a Panthers game, if we're heading over there, we'll stop and eat there. In fact, there's been plenty of times where my wife just like, I just want to go there.
Yeah.
We'll drive over to Charlotte and eat there.
On your vacations, are you drawn more to the mountains or the beach?
Oh, me, I hate the beach.
You hate the beach?
Definitely the mountains.
Okay. So do y'all vacation mostly in the mountains or do you go to the beach some?
Yep, we go to the beach all the time because we're married and
she likes going to the beach.
She likes the beach.
I love it. So if you were to have a choice between buying a mountain home or a beach home, which one would you buy?
I'm really happy with the home I live in.
Yeah, so it'd be at the beach.
No, yeah.
I understand. But you got the mountain ones right behind there. I hear you, right?
No, my ideal vacation is being at my own house.
Oh.
Yeah. So
upstairs. Oh, man, this is a nice place.
Yeah. Like, hey, we have this wonderful place to live. And, most of the time I'm working, so I don't get to enjoy it. So
I love it. So are you a night owl or an early bird?
A little bit of both. I'll stay up pretty late and I'll get up pretty early. It just depends on what the situation
like a 12 to
calls
6 guy, sleep, that kind of stuff, or 1 to 7 o'clock, something like that?
Yeah.
Or different?
12:30 to 5:30 is my usual.
And that's enough?
It's what I get.
Okay. I just wonder. I want you to be a long time around here before we do your funeral.
Yeah. It's
and by the way, you've heard it now, so we need to have thousands to show up. We need you to be there in 2075 or whatever.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
I definitely intend to make it well into the 70s at least.
Awesome, yeah.
That's kind of the minimum goal. The reason I'm getting up at 5:30 is so that I can hit the gym.
Awesome. Where do you go?
Hollywood Fitness.
Hollywood Fitness.
Also,
okay.
Best gym in town.
Okay. Where's Hollywood
We're
Fitness?
ranking things. It's behind CS Motorsports, across from like Hang Time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So
Good deal.
great gym.
So
love it. Good people.
I might have just want to ask you what your favorite gym was, and you gave us that, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of getting used to how those questions work.
Yeah, that's good.
Trey is my trainer.
Okay.
So Trey in the parking lot.
Yeah.
So he trains me 3 or 4 days a week.
Incidentally, for those of you out there, Trey and Bridget, his significant other, have led our parking lot ministry for over a year and very rarely missed a day or a service. So when you see them, thank them for being volunteers, and you actually could help Trey in the parking lot as well too. So I'm just going to throw that out there today, and you might have the opportunity to say thank you and say how can I help. But he and Bridget are just absolutely fantastic people.
Oh, they are. They do a great job in the parking lot too.
Yeah, that's awesome. I appreciate that as much. They're really good friends as well to our ministry and love God and all that good stuff. Back to you. So I was going to say golf or tennis, but you told us tennis.
Nope, golf for sure.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
So
I play tennis in a league, so I'm there every Monday night.
Where's your league?
Northampton.
Okay.
Or Southampton.
Southampton?
Yeah, just say Hampton.
Right.
We'll figure that out.
Right.
We'll figure out how to edit that to where it just says Hampton.
It's okay.
Anyways, so I play in a quads league, which initially I didn't think I would like because I like playing singles.
Okay.
But the quad league's really been a fun and engaging time.
Okay.
Gotten to know a lot of the community that is there.
Fantastic.
Engage with them. But for me, the hobby's golf. But golf has a lot of commitment to it. You're talking a lot of hours.
Absolutely, if you're going to be good at it.
But I've never met a hobby I didn't like.
Okay.
So I'm pretty much into. Let's hang out.
I like it.
My hobby is let's hang out doing something.
Yes, sir. We need to play golf soon. We got a couple golf tournaments coming up that will help to sponsor in the fall.
I know.
We need to make that happen. Get a chance.
I just got an email about that one.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Good deal.
I'm
Absolutely.
getting that email.
There you go. Well, that's good. We're glad that one's working.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's fantastic. So if you were to go on vacation anywhere in the world, would it be somewhere in the United States or would it be somewhere out of the United States where you'd really like to go one day?
So my daughters and I were just playing MASH.
Okay.
And, I had to pick four vacations. And what I got was being able to go to a F1 track in Spa. And that sounds really amazing to me.
All right. That's interesting you used the word MASH. You didn't mean the old television show, right?
No, I didn't.
No. So what is MASH? Tell those of us what MASH is.
I don't know how it works.
Okay.
My daughters were playing it. I remember playing it as a kid. I'm not sure how it, but you choose 4 vacations you would like, 4 houses you would want to live in, 4 cars you would drive, and then they draw circles, and then process of elimination, you wind up with one of those four things that you choose.
Good deal for you. Monopoly, man. Let's play MASH. That's good stuff.
Yeah, that's a fun game. I'll get my daughters to teach you how to play it.
So somewhere with an F1 race.
Yeah, like an F1 weekend or something.
Right, and just anywhere there's an F1 race. Could be here in America, or it could be somewhere else.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't want to go to Asia. You don't want to go to Monaco.
Most of the tracks are out of the States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Spa specifically.
Have you seen the movie F1 yet?
Oh, absolutely. I saw it the first day. I sat in seat F1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got the whole soundtrack on my Apple playlist, man.
Yeah. Check my Instagram. There's a picture of me in seat F1 in theater F
with the Boofy helmet on.
No.
What was the name of the helmet?
What helmet?
The
Biaffi.
Biaffi?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't have that helmet anymore. And
You can tell I didn't race, but
I'd love. Well, no one would. Even racers don't know what that helmet is. It's a $50 Chinese helmet. Like I promise you, like if anyone's listening to this and they know what a Biaffi is, I'd be surprised.
That's awesome.
And I may be saying it wrong, but it's a Chinese helmet.
Right.
So, but no, I was not wearing that. But so it was the first date night my wife and I have had in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a great evening.
So what's the top of mind city that has an F1 you'd go to? You'd like to go to?
Oh, the first one I'd go to is maybe Miami.
Miami. Okay.
Now that's in the States, so it's like easy. I'd consider Vegas. They just did that one, so I'd want to go to one of the states first, and then potentially get out of the States.
Monaco or somewhere like that.
Oh, Monaco would be great.
Yeah,
Monaco would be great, especially if I was on a yacht.
That's absolutely fascinating. In that you don't know about me, but that's my favorite kind of racing too. I've never been to one. I actually went to the Indianapolis 500 when I was a kid. I lived in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I've been to the Charlotte races, stuff like that. And I do believe that all of those people are incredible athletes to be able to wrangle those cars that much. But to me, the ultimate driving experience and the ultimate racing is having to cut curves and downshift and all that kind of stuff and just all the things that go along with F1. I don't know which one's tougher because I've never either driven that fast or tried to do.
We get to speculate.
Yeah, we could speculate.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that would have to be the hardest kind of way to race.
On the street circuits like Monaco, F1?
So. I think so. I would think so.
F1 pulls more G's through all corners than any other street car.
Wow.
So those guys are definitely more athletically fit.
I believe you.
Yeah.
That mean if you're a NASCAR fan out there, hey, I'm not saying don't hear that.
I record the NASCAR races. I just don't watch them live.
You fast forward to the wrecks and then the end, right?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Good to fall asleep with or something like. But so F1's 2 hours. It's something I could commit to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, do you actually watch F1 still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not all the way to the not from beginning to end though.
You got a favorite driver?
Oh man, I like the king of it all. The guy, the Ferrari guy. Oh gosh, what's his name? You tell me.
Who'd you say he drives for?
It's Ferrari.
Oh, like
no. Oh gosh, wait a minute.
Like you're talking about like Andretti?
Not Andretti. Nope. I'm talking about Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, he currently drives for Ferrari. Yeah.
I've got
Hamilton.
his book on Audible to listen to. Lewis Hamilton's book.
No
and
kidding.
I'm sorry, Lewis. I'm a fan, man. Anyway, but it's great to see what you guys have.
Yeah, my office has.
Didn't Lewis help to produce
Lego car this big? That's
okay.
Lewis Hamilton's car.
So didn't he help produce F1? The movie?
Yeah, he was an associate director or something.
Yeah. I just think those guys are cool. I understand where they come from.
Yeah,
that's cool. So if you did go outside the country, the first F1 race you'd go to would be in?
Well, it'd either be Spa or the Red Bull Ring.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where are they?
I don't know.
Okay.
Like the European
circuit?
Yeah.
Something like that. Are you a breakfast person or a supper person?
I have to be a supper person.
Okay.
I rarely eat breakfast.
Okay.
Breakfast is a protein shake maybe.
Okay. Cardio or weights?
Cardio.
Okay. What do you do?
Yeah. Ride bike or walk on the treadmill. I know I don't look like it's cardio, but it's cardio.
So, true story, back during 2020, you and David Tucker from
Destiny
went to did a triathlon, right?
Yeah, so that was the first triathlon I did. It was the last triathlon I've done. And so it was a modified sprint. So in triathlons there's a lot of different distances. This one's a modified sprint, so it's a little longer on the run, a little longer on the swim.
Yeah.
And we had a great time. We trained for it for maybe a year.
Yeah.
We were driving different places, doing open water swims and stuff, anywhere we could find, running all the time. I rode my bike for 100 miles one time on a Saturday, so a century ride, they would call that.
Right.
Did a lot of different stuff. That was 2020.
Yeah.
And so I won cardio, so I don't need to do it anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I did enough of it that year that was everything.
Right. Apple or
Apple.
Microsoft.
Yeah, I know where this question goes.
No,
Apple all day long.
Okay.
Don't send me green bubbles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you in the whole ecosystem, like the phone, the
Everything.
computer?
Everything. My TVs are Apple TV.
Apple TVs?
Yeah, everything.
Wow, you got going on. I like it.
Yeah. The only thing, I don't use Apple Home. I do use Alexa. That's just because kids.
The number one program that your kids like to watch that they all want to watch?
Have to be Disney, something Disney.
As long as the Disney Channel on, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, I mean, I think
is it Cinderella or is it Little Mermaid or is it?
So with my mom, they get into a lot of the classics.
Okay.
So if they're at mom's house, they're watching a lot of classics. If they're at my house, they're watching an F1 race.
Okay.
No, like.
When do you watch an F1 race? You work from like 6 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock at night.
Right. Sunday mornings before I come to church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because the European races are happening like in the middle of the night.
Yeah. So, all right. Unless it's stateside and then after church. But Sunday is a day that I usually like to keep for, my family.
Right.
I do wind up, in and out of I might work, like I'll send an email or something, but I'm not aggressively working.
Do you have a favorite translation of the Bible you like to use to read from?
Yeah, there's only one translation of the Bible. That's the King James Version.
Okay. All right.
I'm somewhat sarcastic about that.
Now you need to put on your Baptist preacher voice.
Yeah. I've spent more time in
King
like
James
NIV.
is okay.
Yeah, I've spent more. Well, yeah, but that was kind of a joke.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Because
it's a great translation still.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
100%,
Old English,
100%. But there's a lot of people that are like dedicated. That is the only translation.
Yeah, that's right. Respect.
Yeah, 100%. But I've spent more time in NIV than anything else, or New King James Version.
Excellent.
Yeah.
What's the last book you've read, or something you've read recently?
Millionaire Next Door. I revisited. Good to Great. Both are excellent,
classic,
excellent reads.
Absolutely.
I think the book the actual book I most recently read, everything's Audible for me. But reading Moonwalking with Einstein, I think is the name of it.
Moonwalking with Einstein.
Yeah. It's about working on your memory.
Cool.
Remember, I'm no good with names.
Mm-hmm.
Things that I'd like to be able to immediately recall.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes you can't, and this book promises to be able to help with that.
Mm-hmm.
Building like a strong memory palace, I think is the phraseology that they use in the book.
Memory palace, good deal.
Yeah, it's weird.
So it's kind of like there's a room here and that room and then that room.
Yeah,
but that's called mnemonics, and that's been around a long time. Where you basically you kind of build a grid in your mind of something, and then you remember that person's in that room and that person's in that room, and that's how you remember their name and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So, basically, attaching anchors to things and then, building that space where, okay, this is that memory. I'll go put it here. I haven't gotten good at it yet.
Right.
Maybe with practice.
Well, you keep practicing. That's what you can do, right?
I'll try.
So as we finish our time together today, what's something that has been you've given us your inspirational example of your father. Is there scripture that really is something that is an anchor scripture for you that you lean to regularly because of what your life is like?
All right. So I just said I'm terrible with recall and memory.
Okay.
And literally gave you a book that says that I'm trying to work on it, Yeah, that's going to be a difficult one for me to answer.
Is there a
Google exists, and so if I need something, I just find it so fast, and then.
Is there a spiritual principle or a thought that constantly stays with you?
Yeah, it's do unto others as you'd have them. I know that's the golden rule and not necessarily biblical, but it's do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. Right,
the golden rule.
Yeah,
absolutely. Although with a guy like you, that rich, wealthy businessman, it's usually who has the gold makes the rules.
No, I'm not a rich, wealthy businessman. I am an entrepreneur trying to build something great.
I like it.
And those two things are different because in business, I've quite often made decisions that are not in my best interest, but in the best interest of my organization.
Say more about that before we close.
Yeah, the difference between entrepreneurial
or about why you made some business decisions that were not good business decisions, but they were in the best interest of the organization. Can you tell us one you've made, without telling names and situations and all that kind of stuff, and just give us an idea what you mean by that.
Well, I think maybe the primary example of it is helping a struggling agent or something. You know, maybe you have a struggling agent, they've been in the space for a long time, or it's a newer agent and you're getting them started. Just a simple example of that would be to assign your commissions, you know, so the labor and work that you go do. So I've got someone new with me, we're going out, we're visiting clients, or we're on the phone. I have never taken an assignment of commission in those. It always goes directly to them. And I hope that all of my leaders would do the exact same.
Wow. So you're making sure they get paid before you do.
So American Legacy Partners, I've got other partners, but you know, legacy is one of the more important words to me in that. And you're not going to create legacy if people can't survive inside of your ecosystem. So like my first goal when someone comes to our organization is to get them to a point of survival, and then we can work on thriving. No one's thriving in survive mode. Like when you're starting something, when it's early, when you don't know anything, that's not a good time to be working on, you know, 10-year goals. That's time for right now goals. Mm-hmm. You know, you're not going to be able to pour any leadership advice into anyone if all they can think about is, I can't keep my lights on.
Right. Absolutely. So you care about your people. That's a big deal.
Yeah. Which
ties perfectly into doing to others as you had them to do unto you.
Sure.
Interestingly enough, cross-culturally, there's something in every world religion that is similar to that, which to me does not mean that they're all the same, but there's something that's like God says that God's put an internal law that's written into our heart. There's something that everybody knows that's ever been born that knows that you really, if you want to be treated in this kind of way, you need to treat other people first that way, because that's really the only way you can control it. You're the only one that can control that. You can't control what they're going to do to you, but you can't control what you do to them, rather.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, you are the only one in control of you.
Absolutely. So we're going to close out today. Anything you want to tell the audience as we close out? Any closing words for us?
Hey, if you're hearing this and you don't have a church home, the Point's been a great home to me. I would expect that it would be to you as well. Wow. Come visit us on Sunday. I'll tell you where I'm sitting, even though we don't have assigned seats. I go to the third service, and I'm like fourth or fifth row over on the left-hand side. Right. There's not assigned seating, so you can sit anywhere you want to, but that's where I'll be.
I always look in his direction because I know that he's not asleep. Anyway.
Never.
Hey, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks, man.